Hey, how you doing there, Kira? Just thought I would come on, see how every little thing was. Wow. Not bad, just re-downloaded Subnautica. Oh, Subnautica. It's Subnautica. It's Subnautica awesome. Hey, Kingdom Creep. Nice to see the panel things again. I know. It has it is. Man, sometimes I just cannot figure out where I'm at. Today's a great example. Like, I'm streaming during the day because I got this, like, I figured I had to figure out what I was doing with streaming. Hey, Timothy. And if I was going to continue with it, I was going to have to, like, figure out how to play the game in a way that I was okay with playing the game. In a way that I liked. And one of the ways that I'm trying to do that is, not by looking at myself too much in the fucking, dude, I look awful. I look terrible. So let's see if we can fix that a little bit. Maybe get me a little more dead on. That's a little better. Whew. Kingdom Creep's like, I look fine. Okay. Some Game Monster peeps think it's good, so that's something. That's something. That ain't nothing. Oh, boy. Man, I like this music, but I'm like, I think we need a little bit more. Some of those are a little more exciting. By the way, I'm wondering on some book recommendations and DMs sometime. Oh. What kind of books are you looking for? Like, that'll be a big thing. Hey, Oral. He's just trying to better manage it to hours. Yeah, exactly, Kingdom. Trying to manage it to the hours a little bit better. Just trying to figure out what the hell exactly we're doing up here. Hey, Zavon. Yeah, you made it. Welcome. Yeah, I figured I'd come on a little closer to peak hours, basically. See if that worked. Maybe I'll start streaming in the main room again. Yeah, I'll just see it goes. See it goes. Since I'm not like really streaming video games anymore, I don't need like the super badass computer. Oh, thank you, Kingdom Creep. Thank you for wishing me the best. Let's see, R. Said just came back from a camping trip teaching kids not to set fire to themselves. Excellent. That's a good skill. I mean, you don't want to be setting fire to yourself all the time. Some might say that that is not a good thing to do, you know? You know what the irony is this is a shittier webcam, but it fucking... It reproduces better. I mean, I look worse. Ugh, I don't want to see that. Let's look back at the chat again. Phosphorus like, sup, hey, how's Ecuador doing? I imagine it's not significantly changed since yesterday, but still. By the way, sound coming through okay? Yeah, we were having all sorts of problems yesterday. For some reason, like OBS kept crashing. I don't know what it was. Just came back from a camping trip, teaching kids not to set fire themselves. You know, they ended your shift at 5 o'clock, so doing fine. Nice. All Goo Queen says I look fine. Okay, good. Well, as long as you think I look fine, you know. Hey, Slowflo Vixen. Soflo Vixen. Oh, geez. I just realized what Soflo meant. Dude. How? Oh, my God. Florida must be a wreck. I mean, it's not looking good on the news. I mean, like, and I haven't heard from any of the people I know in Florida in a bit, so I assume shit's going down. Happy International Goth Day, by the way. Is it International Goth Day? Oh, shit. I ain't up on current events. I am out of touch. Out of touch and out of time sometimes. Well, you know, that's the way it is. Yes, we are a hot mess from Miami to Disney World. Yeah, sounds about right. Are you personally still able to get food down there? Because, like, it's looking bad. Are the flip-flops delayed? Or the lip flaps delayed? Oh, they might be. Like, we're working with, like, a slightly different camera setup, so this camera might not be as on the ball. First time catching my love in a very long time. Oh, live in a very long time. We can have my love too. Yeah. I know Goth Day falls on a really weird day. May 22nd. I'm like, was that the day like Bauhaus was formed or something? Siflo, you're at Publix right now. How's that going? Yeah, has a delay in the video? Ah, son of a bitch. Let's see. Let us... Let's kick things down a bit. Maybe that'll eventually allow it to fucking kick back up. see. Audio sample rate is fine. Doo-doo-doo. Hang on, I know. Let me restart the camera. Burp. Okay. Yeah, all right. That looks like that solved it for now. Bassive. What bassive? What kind of fucking word is bassive? That's like a giant fish. Oh man, it's bassive. Let's see. So, Soflo Vixen says fully stocked here, Fort Lauderdale. Well, that's good. Like, is that because that's like military base kind of stuff, and they got their own like shit? Can't confirm that. At my job, the Florida calls from social services, healthcare, migration, housing are being diverted to the part timers because it's such a massive flow. Whoa. Wait. You're talking about people leaving Florida and returning to Ecuador? Is that what you're talking about, Falcifer? You wonder if Got Day coincides with Victoria Day because it's UK based. Ooh, yeah. Another possibility. I know the problem is that it can't contain all this majesty. You know, yeah, that's right, Johnny. No, it's pretty much our biggest city in Broward County. Oh, okay. So, like, no Latinos in general? Wait. Whoa. Back up. If you're in Ecuador, how are you getting calls, social service calls from Florida? Okay, so Sofo Vixen, let me see if I got this right. Like, the large cities aren't as affected as the outlying areas. Like, we're like, Miami's roughly okay as far as supplies are concerned. You probably also Orlando. Oh, you work as an interpreter. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right. I get it now. All right. I see how that works. Good Lord. Soflo Vixen, so like basically when we're seeing like shit with like empty shelves, that's like out in the boonies of Florida, right? Let's see. World Goth Day originated in the United Kingdom in 2009. She says Goth Day is a small scale celebration of Gothic subculture inspired with the broadcasting of a special set of shows on BBC Radio 6. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. There you go. Mystery solved. Thank you, Ghoul Queen. What's being affected? What, you mean Florida? Well, Florida is being really affected by their new immigration laws that just went into effect. Basically, what you got a situation where all the migrant workers are on, or almost all of them. So there's a huge amount of work that is just lying there because they just dropped shit and ran. But there's another contingency in the law that basically, like, if you are caught transporting illegals over state lines, then you go to jail. And people were like, whoa, wait a minute. like, smuggling people is one thing, but are you talking like if we just happen to have some dude in a car and I'm driving him to work? And they were like, yeah, all illegals out. And so now there are a lot of truckers that won't go to Florida because they're like, fuck that. Yeah, the distribution's a problem. Yeah, I would imagine so. Like, I imagine the places that get a lot of shit through the coast are probably all right because you don't really have to cross state lines, and them waters is already kind of internationally covered, because of shipping. But like anything that had to be brought in by like truck is probably on a slowdown. Yeah, empty work sites of large buildings have come to a halt in development. So like, yeah, has been almost all the development stopped. Not good for an economy, and they're starting to feel it almost immediately. Which is scary because that means that thing was like fucking propped up with toothpicks and rubber bands. Like, fucking development is a big, 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 big deal. But economically, but like you don't usually feel it in the first like week. Usually takes the better part of a season, and you start feeling it like later in the year. So if it's feeling this bad now, like I'm like, oh geez, come Christmas time, it's gonna be awful. If you got. And the sad thing about it is that okay, so here's the good news. The good news is if you got a job, if you are able to maintain a job for the meantime, you're probably going to be okay. You're probably going to be okay. Like, like a regular job with, some sort of consistency, you'll be all right. But come the middle of summer, the worst business to be involved in right now in Florida is tourism. Tourism in Florida is not going to be nearly what it was. It's not going to be what it was. I would be surprised if it was half of what it was last year. And I'm like, and it's Florida. Like the tourist places of Florida, they're actually really nice. If you could stand the people, but like geographically, it's pretty cool. Lots of things to do. When you get out of there, yeah, it's their main business. It's the biggest part of the business in Florida. California gets a lot of tourism too, and we get a lot of tourist dollars. But like, we still grow things here. We raise things here. We grow things here. The places, the irony is that with the exception of like corn and potatoes, most of the produce that Californians consume is grown in California or Mexico. Let's see, I think on July 1st, we will have some major gun law changes. Not sure exactly, though. Ooh, I hate to say it this way, but I don't know if, like, fucking Florida's in a state where I don't know if gun control regulation should be the priority. Not that it shouldn't be in general, but man, is not looking good. I'm looking at that DeSantis like, oh yeah, you trying to turn it into a fascist state. DeSantis and all the people behind him are definitely trying to turn Florida into a fascist state. Let's see. Do you ever do videos of Satanism anymore? I haven't in a while. I got a little. I'll be honest. Like there are a couple of things. Okay, here are the couple of things that are standing in my way that are me. I have a really hard time staying on a schedule. That's my thing, and I've been working on it. But one of the other problems that I had was I don't like working for an algorithm. Because I found that it doesn't help me. You know, in fact, it makes things hurt. And when doing videos on YouTube, like you're constantly working for the algorithm. And the problem isn't that, how to put it, I just don't work under those conditions. You know, I feel like I have to be earnest. You know, I feel like I have to be earnest, and if I don't want to talk about something, I don't want to talk about it. You know? And so I'm very bad at playing that game, particularly. No, I'm just very bad at playing that game, and I gotta be honest, I'm not sure what to do sometimes. Let's see. It's graduates from university holding their own event as the scrotum turn the place into a dumpy Christian college. Oh yeah. That's what they want, man. That's what they want, man. They want America to be the Christian Middle East. I'd be interested to hear my opinion on TST these days. Curious to hear your opinion on TST. You struggle with them? Okay, Skylar. Let me put it this way. This may be a good way of putting it. If you need a religion to be 100% like cool, that's not gonna happen. You know, like that level doesn't happen. That's something that you have to take away. Like what you get out of religion, you don't get things out of religion, you steal things out of it. You know, that's the way I've always been. It's like, oh, this is a good idea. Well, this is a neat idea. Well, I like this concept. And you just steal. You know, because you can't own an idea, right? So I just take that shit. You know, but if you're worried about, like, well, I feel like they're trying to get money out of people. Yeah, congratulations. Welcome to capitalism. Welcome to religion and capitalism. It's all like that. It's all like that. You will not find an exception. The question is whether or not you want the organization to continue going on as it's going on. That's the big question. You know, you get it down to that, it becomes easier. It becomes a lot easier to sort out. Don't ask more of you can't ask more of a religion than you would ask out of a person. Oh, you don't like the TST. Well, okay, I'll give you one thing. Like the TST is a little less wild in the heyday of the cult Church of Satan. But even the Church of Satan ain't what it used to be. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about like joining an organization at this point. Yeah, at this point, do whatever you feel brings you closer to who you are. It's why I emphasize in Satanism. I always try to emphasize the fun. The shattering of taboos, the thinking about things another way. Because that stuff's actually important to me. It makes me a bad priest, tell you that. Let's see. Let's see. Every time I hear about someone telling me about an ex-Satanist, my BS alarms ring. Oh yeah. No, liars. Total liars. Total liars. I have not met, and I have not watched or met an ex-Satanist that anyone has ever heard of. Ever. And the things that they say happen, no one's heard of that shit either. They like to make up quotes about like famous people. Like they love to make up quotes about Anton LaVey and how he recanted on his death. No, never happened. Never fucking happened. And there's absolutely, like, that was a favorite of mine because I saw people say that all the time. Oh, he recanted on his death. No, he didn't. Because the only source for that are Christian ex-Satanists. No one else will corroborate it, and no one could because he there were 3 people at his deathbed. There were 3 people at his deathbed, and there weren't too many people at his funeral either. Oh, Odinists. Oh, yeah. Oh, geez, yeah. Yeah, I have to... I hate being an asshole, but now whenever anyone brings up, like, the Nordic gods in a pagan context, I'm like, why? Like, I gotta look at them like that. Let's see. Yeah, I don't agree with social Darwinism either. I think it's ridiculous. My problem with social Darwinism is that it says that the human race knows what's best for it socially better than nature does. That's a bad... That's wrong. Well, then how do you know love and tolerance are the way forward? Because the other way stops everything. It's like why I vote Democrat. Do I think that they're the best way forward? Well, of the options I've got, yeah. So if it's social Darwinism and objectivism versus empathy and understanding, hey, I'm going with empathy and understanding every time. There's just no reason not to, in my opinion. You never have to feel shit. You should never have to feel. You don't have that. You don't have to feel shame for providing empathy and understanding. Sometimes you'll feel stupid because people will take advantage of you, but You don't got to feel bad about it. Yes, I'm sure there are non-racist Nordic people. I know. I know, but now is not a good time to go looking for them. You know, I worry about some people that I used to know who just got a little too deep into that. I'm like, oh God, where are they on the political spectrum? Do I want to know? I probably don't. So scary. Would also like I've also got this thing where like I am most definitely a product of Asia and America. You know, and because that's the case, it gets a little paganism gets weird for me because it's very, very, very European. And my European roots are the majority of my European side comes from Ireland, like flat out. You know how everyone's like, "Oh, I'm a little Irish." I'm like, I'm probably actually more Irish than you. You know, despite the fact that I look like this. And I mean that like genealogically speaking, like I'm not talking out my ass here. Like my mother's father was just Irish. Like second generation American Irish. Like Puritanism dude's getting in trouble for cult stuff. Well, fucking of course he is. Like that's the whole goal of that kind of rhetoric. You know, hey, discover me, feel special. Let me tell you everything you know is wrong and then replace it because I'm right. And, you know, now give me $40, which I mean, on the one hand, no, you know, fuck that. I'm like I won't take look, I'll take people's money, you know, don't get me wrong, but I don't believe that you should I don't think you should sell that sort of thing. I don't think you sell that. My opinion is you don't sell that kind of thing. You know, that's why I don't like guys like him. You know, they sell that idea, and I don't think it's good. I think it's very bad. You know, what's the difference between him and like any other like 2-bit cult leader that exists across America? Nothing. Well, maybe his makeup, you know, but like other than that, no. It's hard to feel start letting in witches. You're gonna have to define what a witch is, man. You know, I've gotten to the point where I'm like, no, witch is a chick in fucking black that wears goth makeup and you know and lights candles and meditates, you know, like that. You know, that's what's come down for to me. You know. Yeah, I'm like, you're like, oh, you black hair, lace bra. Okay, which, like, not in a bad way, in a horny way. Yeah, one of the big things about Satanism, though, is that, hey, blonde artist, is that, to me at least, it's all about the discovery of who you are. The great benefit of being a scapegoat is that you are free to learn who you are, because society expects nothing out of you except for you to let them hate you. They don't care who you think you are, because they're going to blame you for whatever that is anyway. You're on your own. And so you can make who you are from the ground up. Now, that's definitely the hard way around the barn. But it creates a level of... It could create a level of resiliency that is nuts. Yeah, Mork's still around. Yeah, I haven't watched anything. Yeah, he gets like 83,000 views now. Like I haven't watched any of his videos, but I saw one of the thumbnails go by my like fucking YouTube board, my YouTube playlist. Now, I don't know what crap he's selling today. Could be cookies for all I know. No, those words are what you needed? Oh, good. I'm glad they helped. But it is true. It's fucked. And here's... One of the things I think is really fucking funny is a lot of bro dudes, crypto bros and shit like that. Dudes who are trying to get rich or are rich, like legitimately wealthy. If you have the balls to be who you are, they will always be jealous of you. Now, sometimes that's cold comfort, because they'll fuck you over. But you can get the eye and the animal magnetism that they wish they had. Let's see. Zevon says, I think it's kind of funny. When I was in high school, people said I was a Satanist. I was like, nah, I go to church. 20 years later, well, guess they're sort of right. Yeah, well, that's the thing, right? Sometimes you make concessions to the greater order, RLM learning about the scapegoat. Yeah, you'd rather be the goat in the wild. Yeah. Yeah, no kidding. Hey, Richard, how you doing? Yeah, the irony is that once you get past childhood, because don't get me wrong, that's a big one. That's a big problem, getting to childhood. But once you get past through childhood, you find out, like, actually, in many ways, being the scapegoat can be better than being the golden child. It has its own benefits. Don't get me wrong, being the golden child often comes with gold, which is good. Well, good for the golden child. But living is earnestly being exactly who you are at all times, that does become more difficult. That does become more difficult if you're like, the golden kid, because there are a lot of expectations of you, and your natural inclination is to live up to them. Yeah. The golden child will often be. Yeah, that's the other thing. The golden child can be turned into the scapegoat once the other punching bag leaves. Yeah. Absolutely. That will happen. It's one of those things I keep telling people, like, well, for people who stay in bad family situations because they're like, well, I'm worried about my father, brother, sister, fill in the blank. I'm always like, that is a noble sentiment, and that means you're a good person. However, that also means that you pretty much gotta leave. Because it is more important that the cycle get broken. It's way more important that the cycle get broken. Like, if they can't get themselves out of the cycle, you staying was not going to help. It was only going to do damage. It's not only another avenue through which a dysfunctional family can completely fuck you over. It allows for the continued abuse of you and the one that you love. Yeah, sorry about that. Notice the video is lagging a little bit. And it's hard. I understand it. Yep, when I left the Christian school where I got bullied, they ironically turned on the bullies. Yep. Yeah, one day you realize you can't live up to them and snap like a Twix bar. Yep. Cool Queen. It's a nice sentiment to want a sense of community, but I kept myself my collective viewpoints because you're either going to be disappointed or backstab. Yeah. It's but we need, the thing is that we need like a sense of community as well. But the good thing about being a scapegoat is there's always another one. And without them, there's no one to look from the outside. There's no one to look from the outside, and that creates even worse problems. Well, for the society. Well, maybe they could avoid it if they didn't fucking treat the scapegoat so badly. I think that's the case. Oh, yeah. With me, it was a racial thing. It was clearly racial. I was not a good Asian person. I was the bad one who had the weird ideas. There's also, for me, there's also a lot of Yeah, who needs? Yeah, no. Who needs church? We got Fast and the Furious. We got family. You know, like don't need Jesus when you got family. In a way, that's true, right? You know, one of the good things about I think a lot about where the line is, right? You know, at what point do you cut people off? And it's always a little bit different. It's always a little bit different no matter where you go. But man, some motherfuckers make it real easy. Oh, Olive Garden. Like, oh, fuck. Fuck Olive Garden. That is just not right. Yeah, Slayer showed you the true way, yeah. But yeah, that's always big thing with me is always figuring out who I am, and it's weird. Oh man. When I think about the power and the glory, you know, in biblical terms, I'm like, we're living through it right now. We're living through it right now, and it's weird. Like, in my opinion, like, you know, America's reckoning is coming very soon. But it won't be like, I don't think it's going to be like an apocalypse, like, you know, like fire and all that shit. Well, maybe in some small areas, but not overall. What it's really going to be is whether or not America stands or splits apart. You know, because you would think like 100 years after the fact, you would be like, no, you don't get to have slaves. Like, I thought we fucking handled this part. We even let people like fucking. We even let you like bring in fucking like cheap ass labor so that, you know, you could have a little bit of your free labor. You just can't force them to stay there. You're still fucking that up. You gotta let black people have their piece, man. You gotta give them their share. This is not gonna end well for those that don't give them their share. It really isn't. I wonder. I'm really interested in who is going to be the shame monument of this whole thing. Will it be Trump? Will it be DeSantis? Will it be someone we haven't seen yet? I don't really know. Trump, smart money's on Trump because I'll tell you this. If Trump becomes president again, that means we're near the end of the end. We're closing in on the end of fucking America as you know it. And it is about to change, and it's going to change in a way that will leave the racists in the state that the Nazis were in World War II. Going to be last suicide. What do you think these, like, why do you think there's so many school shootings right now? It's a way to commit suicide while taking out some of the enemy. Ooh, it's gonna... Eesh. Oh, it's gonna be gnarly. It's gonna be weird. And of course, the sad thing is, it didn't have to be this way. Didn't have to be this way. Did not have to be like this. Could have just... One of the things that I really hate is that history shows again and again, America just can't let black and brown people have anything. And the irony is this. One of the reasons you don't hear a lot about all the conflicts that the Chinese in America had with white people is very simple. It didn't go well for white people. Let me put it this way. They tried destroying those communities. They tried burning them to the ground. And sometimes they succeeded. But at the end of the day, there's still a Chinatown everywhere. And why is that? The Chinese were just a little bit more gangsta at the time. It was just a bit more gangsta. That sounds ridiculous, but sounds a little ridiculous, but like you look into the history of like being Chinese in America, you're like, oh my God. Like, how to put it? Not a lot of snitching. It's crazy. You know, the Chinese did not ask, they took it and they held it. You know, in fact, American racism against Asian people is largely how Irish people became considered white. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. You know, yeah, the irony being is that like everyone accuses like black people of like black communities of like, oh, so, you know, basically organized crime, you know, gangs and shit like that. Yeah, they accuse them all being involved in organized crime. Missing. The reason they say that is because I think sometimes is because they went up against Asian people, where it was a lot more true. Because a lot of the people who came over to America from China were like part of the secret societies. You know, the Tong, the Triad. Well, in America, it'd be the Tong. You know, because that's what they called them. Like if you were in San Francisco, you were Tong. If you were in Hong Kong, you were Triad. You know, but we all part of the great beneficent golden order. You know, the great multi-level marketing scheme of China. You know, that's literally what they all are. That's what most organized crime is, actually, is fucking pyramid schemes. Yeah, well, see, the problem is there are too many white Americans. Often Caucasian people will have more in common with the minorities that they live near than white people in another state. You know, and that's why a lot of places demonize cities so much, is because they're like, well, we don't want to lose more white people. because that's all who's gonna bull. That's almost the entire like fucking audience for our bullshit. You know, that's the entire money pot of people who are gonna really fucking dig into our bullshit. Like, everyone else got to be paid. Like, whenever you see a black conservative, that motherfucker's getting paid somehow. They're getting something. But that's money out. You want money in. And so you don't want that shit leaving, like, the white Christian conservative areas, because that's money you don't have anymore. Oh, now it goes to California. Now it goes to fucking Colorado. Now it goes to Chicago. People love picking on Chicago, and I'm like, why? You know, the irony is that Ohio's got a huge Nazi population. Well, I mean, compared to a lot of other places. Timnan's from Bakersfield. We got a major street named after a local Chinese gangster. Yeah, fuck yeah. Is that because white people said it was okay? Fuck no. Fuck no. Was taken. You know. That's the Mongol blood. It's okay, Hank. Just take your shit. Come right down to it. God damn it, Con. You know? Although I think Con's supposed to be Korean. Yeah, growing up, you know, most of your white classmates by the European heritage. Well, yeah, white people do that all the time. It's kind of funny, but when push comes to shove, you know, what is voting patterns? What does voting patterns and ideas show again and again? You know, oh, they think they're white people. Okay. You mean the American Redoubt movement in the Northwest? Oh, I'm going to have to look that up. The political migration. Oh. Safe havens for conservative Christians. Oh, yeah. Yep, the political migration movement proposed in by survivalist novelist. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Connoisseuration. Oh, okay. Oh, he from one of those. He from one of those colonized fucking Asian places. That's I think that's one of the reasons like a lot of white people are actually very Americans are very afraid of China because like it doesn't play games that it's used to. It doesn't play these games in a way that Americans are comfortable with or used to. It's weird though. It's weird though. Like, well, how to put it? It's interesting to watch. It's interesting to watch people in a rural area actually get mad about something that actually affects them. Like beef tariffs and shit. In China, that ain't the shit that slides. That is the shit that is considered the priority. It's like, well, we think the cost of eggs should go up. Fuck you. We're going to put a tariff on this. Oh, yeah? They will march. Like, whenever you see, like, whenever we get like the rare piece of news out of China where it's like farmers today in China, and I'm like, you're making it sound that there's like 12 of them. I guarantee you it's like closer to like 100,000. I guarantee it because they fucking mean it. They will fight the cops over that. I've seen it. I have fucking seen it. It's nuts. So when they're like, like, oh, China doesn't have any of these problems, when they're talking about like, fucking societal like upset and Black Lives Matter riots and, shit like that. I'm like, yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. It's just about shit that matters to them. It's not about the politics of politics. It's about the politics of what's happening now. It's about the politics of money. About the politics of food. That's where they get real super angry. It doesn't tend to be about the politics of politics like it is in America. In America, we get mad about politics. Like we try to make that a rallying cry. In China, it tends to be over more practical things. Argentina is scary for existential reasons. Well, like for me, like the problem with Argentina the problem in most places, in my opinion, comes down to its government. The people tend to be okay. Like you can learn the rules. You can learn the rules by being there. Human beings will by and large look after each other. It's kind of funny. Like like in some neighborhoods, for example, the local crime will be like, don't bother tourists. Don't involve the tourists. Rip them off, but don't steal from them. No, don't involve the tourists. Why? We need them to come in so we can keep ripping them off. You know, for a lot of people, it's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. You know. It's not all the zombies escaped to Argentina. It's just they didn't know about the rockets. You know. I have yeah. Well, like I keep saying, like one of the things that bugs me about this world that we live in is Nazis. Like, you know, is fascism. And I don't know what it is about Europe, the European nations in particular, that do fascism. You know, it's not entirely just a European problem. I mean, it's North Korea, for God's sake. You know. Ugh. Yeah, and that's been going on for decades. Who knows, man? Who knows? All I know is that if we want things to be better, then we have to be better somehow. And I don't even like saying it that way, because it sounds like I'm coming from down on top of the mountain. That doesn't come from on top of the goddamn mountain. That's just me saying some shit that someone else told me, and I didn't know how to. I couldn't argue with it. Just whoa. All right, I'm gonna take a quick break and be right back. Ah. Hey, y'all. How you doing? Hey, Epiphany's Realm. What is up? How you doing? Talking about some shit. All right, I think it's about time we... Oh no, we're out of sync again, but that's okay. That's okay. We know what to do about that. And now we're in sync. Whew. Man. Let's... You know what? I saw some really good advice. How about we talk about, like, TTRPGs for a little bit, because I really like them. I like them a lot. And I saw me some really good advice for running these sons of bitches. Let's see. Yeah, the mouse sounds like hell yeah. Good. Now... There we go. It's advice handed down from Jason Carl of World of Darkness, LA by Night fame, and how he creates his NPCs. Check this out. Oh, got to turn sound on.
Interesting SPCs for Vampire the Masquerade.
SPCs are basically NPCs for Vampire.
Ambition and desire. The world of darkness itself.
Hey, thanks for the donation, man. Thanks for the donation, Epiphanies. I appreciate that a lot. If anyone wants to continue in on the hype fucking donation train, feel free. Let's have a hand for Epiphany's Realm. Hail Satan. Keep rolling them 20s.
And you'll be ready for anything the players might throw at you. Key to making compelling and interesting SPCs for Vampire the Masquerade is right there on the character sheet. Ambition and desire. The world of darkness itself wants things. It wants terrible things. And your role as the storyteller is to interpret what it wants. Each of your SPCs wants things too. They want things tonight. They want things next month. They want things next year, and if they live long enough, the next century. Understanding what they want and what they will do to get those things is the key to portraying them believably and to making exciting drama from your players. Try creating a list of bullet points for ambitions and desires for each SPC, and you'll be ready for anything the players might throw at you.
That is some solid advice. Solid game mastering advice. Yeah, oh, come on. We can do better than just two people clapping for Epiphany's Realm. Come on, let's do it. Let's do this. Cannot get the emojis to work. Yeah, no. Saying clap is enough. That's good. You know, although I've been thinking I kind of want like get some sound clips from Chop Chop Slide by the Insane Insane Clown Posse. Yeah, there we go. That's better. Oh, you just heard mumbling? I'll play it again. Yeah. All right, that's good. I'm going to get in trouble if I do more. Vice, you just heard mumbling. All right, I'll play it again.
Key to making compelling and
yeah, he is being a little quiet, and I do have some of the sound down a bit.
interesting SPCs for Vampire the Masquerade is right there on the character sheet. Ambition and desire. The world of darkness itself wants things. It wants terrible things. And your role as the storyteller is to interpret what it wants. Each of your SPCs wants things too. They want things tonight. They want things next month. They want things next year, and if they live long enough, the next century. Understanding what they want and what they will do to get those things is the key to portraying them believably and to making exciting drama from your players. Try creating a list of bullet points for ambitions and desires for each
Hey, Quinn
SPC,
Price, how you doing?
and you'll be ready for anything the players might throw at you. Key to making compelling and interesting SPCs for Vampire the Masquerade is right there on the character sheet. Ambition and desire. The world of darkness itself wants things. It wants terrible things. And your role as the storyteller is to interpret what it wants. Each of your SPCs wants things too. They want things tonight. They want things next month. They want things next year, and if they live long enough, the next century. Understanding what they want and what they will do to get those things is the key to portraying them believably and to making exciting drama from your players. Try creating a list of bullet points for ambitions and desires for each SPC, and you'll be ready for anything the players might throw at you.
So that was it. Just basically know the NPC, write down the NPC's ambitions and desires, and now you know where to go. Play them as people, not murder hobos. Well, it's a little bit more than that, but yeah, it's a good starting place. Let's see, what's that one sound clip I really want?
All right, y'all. What you doing? Spinning around. Put him in 9mm. One party.
Hold on.
Shit, we the shit. Hell nah. Juggalos, do your thing. Get loose.
God, where is that?
We the shit. We the shit. What are we? Round and round. And here's what you're gonna do, Juggalos. Just we the shit. Cross your arms. We the shit. And let it out. Come on. Here we go. Fuck, shit, pussy, ass, motherfucking damn, bitch. Bitch, damn, motherfucking ass, pussy, shit, fuck.
Yeah, just get a sound clip of that, you know? Oh. Oh, man. Chop Chop Slide. Yeah, yeah. It's good. That's the one where it's like, you know, now murder. Whoa, here come the po-po. Too much murder. That was the line that really hooked me in, you know. The thing is interesting about the Insane Clown Posse is, like, are their songs particularly great? No. But they are the masters of audience participation. You know, like most of their songs are intended to involve the audience, and if you listen to some of it, you're like, oh yeah, this is why they have that like fucking meeting of the Juggalos all the time, because that's the real experience. That's how it's supposed to be experienced. A big crowd of people all doing like, you know, all screaming like, you know, chop, 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 swing, 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 and shit like that. Yeah, I've never seen them live, but I've seen some of their shows recorded, and I'm like, that looks like a good show, you know. Used to scream that on the bus, but we did not have a song like that to sing to. Yeah, man, the thing. Fuck the rules, baby. Rock the school bus. Yeah, here's to being a professional bad influence. Oh boy. So old Jacula's got to start thinking about what he's going to do for the future. You know, I think one of those is I'm going to try to get these streams on a regular schedule. You know, so that people know when. Yeah. The chat latency. Yeah, it happens. Yeah. By the by, we were talking about TTRPGs a minute ago, and tomorrow. Sorry about that. Tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we will be running a live stream of the game Babylon, which I have been working on over at the Weave the Tale network. We will be this will be the third session, so I'd love to see you there. Yeah, Shadowrun character creation it takes a while. It takes a while. I've always wanted to like get it down to, you know, just get it down to the essentials where it's like really quick, because like the thing that's really going to takes all the time is fucking your gear. You know, getting all your gear. And so I'm like, nah, you got to be able to streamline that process. And also I think the game itself could use to be streamlined a bit. Oh, thank you, Dark 7 Element. You know, so I'd love to see you guys 5 p.m. tomorrow on the Weave the Tale channel. I'd love to see you guys show up. I'd love to see everyone from the Slut Pit show up. That would be awesome. It's a slightly horny game, you know, so be ready. You know, not X-rated, just a little horny. Oh, Epiphany Zone, you've been watching the Babylon stuff? Oh, sweet. Oh, sweet. Well, that feels good. Not all surprised. Yeah. Watch the VOD of the second. That was the big fight scene episode. Not saying there won't be another one, but like it was the first major combat of that story. Jackula, I'll make my own D&D with blackjack and hookers. No, for real. For real. Like, I did. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Epiphany's Realm. Thank you, Epiphany's Realm. May Babylon herself open her arms to you. May she let you motorboat them puppies. Yeah, so yeah. Quinn is quite right. I did, in fact, basically make my own D&D with blackjack and hookers. Because I've always been fascinated. I really love like urban horror. You know, because it's a place that cities are a place I'm very comfortable in. But I also recognize the fact that they can be dangerous, that there is weird shit going on. And so I was like, well, I do that. It's one of the reasons I like Cyberpunk so much. Cyberpunk and Shadowrun so much. You know, it's also why I enjoyed the World of Darkness, but I always felt the World of Darkness could be like amped a little bit more. You know, in many ways, it's the World of Darkness on acid. You know, so please go there, follow, and I'll see you there at 5 p.m. tomorrow, Pacific Standard Time. And I'm trying to, there are a few other things that we might be doing with the dang thing, so I hope it works out. I hope it works out. You know, let's you know, what all games are you guys in right now? I've seen books that cross the cyberpunk with World of Darkness. Yeah. The problem that I have, had with a lot of those is that they tend to focus on the cybernetics, which is not necessarily wrong, but there's an aspect of like scumbag living that a lot of games avoid. And to me, like, the scumbag living is like really important. Oh, Quinn Price just fucking changed their avatar. See, last time I said this is the but I got a character idea for fall already. Might be fun to explore. Wash Up canceled and Dead to the World inside Duke Nukem on the inside Duke Nukem. So it's like, oh god. So basically, like, it's like Duke Nukem, the angry incel. Oh my god. Hilarity. On session 3 of my own D&D campaign, I would love to try Shadowrun with my group later on, though. Yeah, I wish that Shadow, like I said, I wish Shadowrun would like fucking it. It needs to be turned into a more modern system. You know, it can't go old school revival with it. You know, like you have to fucking. It has to be modernized. You know, there are way too many moving bits in that game, and I was really mad because, like for instance, my opinion for the most part is that 6 basic attributes is plenty. If you have more than that, you need a really good reason. You know, like World of Darkness. World of Darkness is a game that has 9 stats, but really it has 8. Because we all know what the difference between presence and manipulation is, but like, who cares? You know, like it's not as, you know what, if you play World of Darkness, I think you know what I'm talking about. Like there's that one stat that you're like, does this actually do anything? You know, and it all depends on how the game is run. And you feel like, could this just be the same stat? And the answer is no, because of the way character creation is done. You have to have 9. And so like that becomes a bit of a problem. Yeah, Jasper is a calm, friendly jackass where he's a sweet but tough fairy. Flip the wise on days is crazy. Yeah. So I hope you see, we have a different cast of characters like for tomorrow's game. The player who played Casperina is there, but this time she is playing a kind of horny Medusa hustler. And we got a Night Stalker whose companion cryptid is a little Mothman. You know, so like Shadowrun now has like 9 stats, and I'm like, that's way too many. That is way too many. Like, it should just be 6. Like, the 6 worked really well. You know, like body quickness, strength, will, charisma, and intelligence. You know, but I'm also of the opinion that like I don't like intelligence as a stat. It's why when I build a game system, I tend to make it wits. I'm like, how fast you fucking think tends to matter more than how much accumulated knowledge you have in an action scenario. Yeah, 9 stats, I'm like, that's a lot. That is like way too much in my opinion. Like, it kind of works in World of Darkness, but they never quite justified that last stat. You know, like the 3 physical, that's easy. You know, like, okay, how tough are you? How strong are you? How quick are you? Okay, got it. You know, mental, that also simple. Like how much you know, how fast how fast you think, and oh God, what was it? Now I gotta look it up. World of Darkness stats. What are the attributes? Yeah, intelligence, perception, and wits. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. But charisma, manipulation, and appearance. The only reason that those matter in the game system is because the game system makes it matter. And that to me is not a good justification. Like, the reality is that the storyteller system could just have appearance and charisma, or appearance and manipulation. Except for the way the character creation works. You know, one attribute that, like, me and a friend tried to, like, kind of home rule with World of Darkness, which is, instead of manipulation, having a stat either called slickness or sleaze. And the idea was that your slickness stat is basically, I am lying to you. I am completely lying to you. And hey, yeah, you know, I'm lying. I'm lying to this motherfucker, and I don't want him to know it. Whereas charm is the more like, nah, come down. Come on down to California. Come to the coast. We'll have a few laughs. You know, to me, appearance can be reflecting a skill like fascist stuff. Yeah, exactly, right? You know, but it's like, if we're gonna have like 3 social stats, like, I actually thought, like, maybe one of the social stats should have been essentially your social will. Like, this is how, like, hard I am to affect. You know, because all the others have something like that. Well, it's underappreciated these days. It was massively appreciated in its day. Yeah, like Babylon doesn't have an intelligence stat. It just has wits, and your intelligence is, how much you know is basically determined by a skill. And that seemed to work really well. Like, I don't even think people noticed that there's not an intelligence stat. Let me put it that way. Which is what I wanted, because usually, you know. All right, I should get off the I need to, it's been about 2 hours. I need to go at the moment. I'm gonna cook that dinner, and I will talk to y'all later. So until next time, keep rolling them 20s. Ave Satanas, Disco Inferno, and Satan. I love y'all very much. Hopefully I'll see y'all at 5 p.m. tomorrow on Weave the Tale, Pacific Standard Time.